All right, guys. So what I'm doing right now is just setting up the motion warping, and I think I'm gonna have to use timelines for just doing the corners, because I think when you do corners, as you can see, if you go on this slide right here, put the character here to be here, and then when you do corners, I think the motion warping doesn't work pretty good. As you can see, it detects that the character should go to that place, but I think because of my calculation, the way I calculated things, maybe for the corners, it's not really good. So as you can see, the character goes to that direction and then whoop, it comes back. So I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's because of the calculation of the corners, for calculating the corners. So using motion matching for doing corners, I think it's not the ideal solution for now. Nice, look at that transition. Before it was awful, now it's perfect. The character can transition itself perfectly. It's better than the timelines, using the timelines, because you have to really specify how you want to do the transition and which time, which curve, and then here you can just set up the motion warping and then it works. Now I need to set up Yeah, I need to set up for the medium distances right now, and that's done. All right, yeah, looks like we got to fix most of the issues that we were having for the Freehang system. Some animations, when you play them, as you can see, the end position, the hands are not really quite there. I think it's because I'm using different animations, but it's just a matter of like changing the animations later. But so far so good. We got to make some good progress with the motion warping. And the hands are now in the place. It's a lot better than it was before because the hands were pretty much floating in the air and the character wouldn't be able to traverse. I'm not sure why this animation is very fast. Anyways, we can change it later. Now the next thing I want to fix is when you drop down. So as you can see right now, we have only the choice of making the character to drop from the box to the ledge. So as you can see right here, if you aim this way, facing this way, and then you press F, as you can see, the sphere trace is going to detect the ledge and the character is going to perform a 180 action, dropping from the top of the box to the ledge. But then when you're aiming this way and then you press F, as you can see, the character still performs that 180 action, and that's because of we don't have a specific calculation for calculating where the character, like which direction he should face, and depending on that, which animation should be played, because we also have the animation that the character does not perform a 180 turn. So let me just get to that right now. I think it's on the light system graph. So as you can see here on the F, if you press F, you can attach to the ledge, and then we have this whole function here to calculate everything. What the character should be doing, how the character should be doing, when, how, why, what, which, everything. So here, I've made a Boolean here selection menu. So if the character is falling, actually if the character is not falling, then that means we are on top of something. And in this case, it's the box, right? So when you press F, as you can see, the character performs a 180 action. If you just turn that off, as you can see, if you face this way, the character is just going to drop and then attach on the ledge. And so what we really need to do right now is just calculate when the character, which direction the character should go, and calculate that first. And then before deciding to play the animation. So basically we need to calculate like if the character should perform a 180 or he should just drop to the ledge. I think I'm gonna get the current ledge angle and make a difference, find out the difference, what the difference is, so that we can have a difference of both. I think I have already that calculation in here. I'm not sure where to get it, where that is, but I think I already have it somewhere. It's the delta rotation or delta rotator, I think. Not this one, maybe this one. So here we find delta between the current and target angle. But this one is not that we want. Target angle. Yeah, I guess we can make that calculation from scratch. It's not a problem. So come back here. And this one. So I'm going to get that F current ledge angle. And then we're going to get maybe the current actor rotation of the character. And then let's make this a rotator. I think it's going to be easier. So we're going to calculate, we're going to get the delta rotator. And then of course get the difference on the Z yaw. So it's going to compare the difference between the character rotation, which is A, to B. I'm not sure if you should get B and for the actor rotation or A. I'm not sure which one, but we're going to test it out. Yeah, let's just run this and see which value we get. I'm curious to see that. So before playing the montage, I want to see which value we get from here. Now this value I placed later, I think before, was regarding this is just for a temporary fix. Temporary fix for the vertical, the hands floating with the freehang animations. There you go. So here you can print the string and then plug that into here. Very nice, very sweet. And then let's see which value we get from here. Okay, we got 174 right there. So if you do it facing the other way, like this one, we get 1. So that's sweet. So we can do a absolute value. We're going to get always the positive value of it. And then we're going to check for the range. So if it's in the range of, I'm not sure, in range. Maybe in range float. Yeah, maybe that is it. And then here we're going to promote it to a variable. So we're going to basically name this variable to be should perform 180 question mark, and then promote it to a variable. And then if the character should perform 180, we can just choose the animation base from there. Should perform. All right, let's see this one over here. So if the angle is between like maybe 90, or we can do more if it's greater or less. No, if it's greater or equal, we can do 90. We can check like this. So 177, but if it's aiming this way, whoops, I fell. It's aiming this way, as you can see, the character is just going to do that action. Now let's see if the character is aiming this way, and then boom, 104 is still going to execute that 180 animation. So that's very nice. Oof. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, when the character is aiming this way, we don't have an animation that the character goes to the left. So it's going to be like that. But you can ask an animator to make the animation for you. If you're working in a company, you can make the animation. But it's going to be like that. This is just a matter of making the animation that the character turns to the right instead of the left, but for the right it works good. But for the left it's going to be missing, and that's totally okay. And then if you do it this way, boom, 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 there you go. All right, I think that's going to be it for this tutorial. It's not actually a tutorial, it's just a demonstration of what I'm doing right now. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one. I think I'm gonna have to continue the weapon system project. See you later.